The sign that will change Libra's destiny in 2026. Libra, stop everything you're doing right now. Because what I'm about to reveal in the next few minutes will impact every single choice you make in 2026. There's someone coming your way. Someone you haven't noticed yet, but who is already shifting the course of your destiny at this very moment. And no, it's not who you think. It's not that person you're waiting for. It's not the sign everyone says is compatible with you. It's nothing obvious. It's someone the universe specifically chose to turn your life upside down. Did you think 2026 would be a peaceful year? A year of balance, peace, harmony like you always seek. Forget it, 2026 doesn't want your peace. 2026 wants your transformation. And this sign that's about to cross your path will make sure you don't leave the year the same way you entered it. Stay with me until the end, because the revelation coming isn't just about a sign. It's about the destiny you're about to live, whether you want it or not. And before you think about leaving, know that the next words might explain that strange feeling you've been having since the beginning of the year. That restlessness, that nameless anxiety, that premonition that something big is about to happen. It's not paranoia, it's the universe preparing you. I am the voice that translates what the stars whisper in silence. And today, Libra, you'll discover who is truly shaping your future in 2026. If you're a Libra or love someone who is, this isn't optional, it's urgent. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel and leave your like now, because the next videos will complete this puzzle that begins today. And you won't want to miss a single piece of this cosmic mystery. Take a deep breath, because now the universe begins to speak. 2026 arrives for Libra like a whisper that becomes a storm. It doesn't ask permission. It simply invades. You'll feel emotional changes you didn't expect. Love plot twists that will catch you off guard. Impossible tests that will challenge your essence. Alliances emerging from nowhere. Revelations that will shake your sense of justice. And decisions. Decisions you've always avoided but won't be able to postpone anymore. And it's precisely in these moments of internal chaos that a sign appears. Like a lighthouse in the middle of the storm. Or like the very earthquake that causes the necessary destruction. This sign isn't compatible with you on the surface. Everyone would say you don't match, that it's impossible, that it makes no sense, but your soul chose differently. And when the soul chooses, Libra, there's no logic that can hold it back, no balance that can be maintained, no comfort zone that survives. The universe placed this encounter in your timeline for a very specific reason, and that reason will become clear as we move forward. But before revealing who it is, you need to understand what's happening behind the scenes of your destiny. Before the sign appears, 3 invisible movements begin to manifest in Libra's life in 2026. The ancients called these the doors of destiny, and each one opens silently, but with devastating power. These doors don't wait for you to be ready. They simply open when the universe decides the time has come. And Libra, your time has arrived. The first door has already started to creak. You might not have noticed yet, but it's there, opening slowly, changing everything. Come with me and I'll show you each one. The first door that opens in 2026 is the most painful. It's the door of relationships. This door touches what you try hardest to control. Your connections, your bonds, the people around you. In 2026, Libra, you'll stop accepting crumbs. You'll stop pretending everything is fine when it's not. You'll stop balancing relationships that should have already ended. People who once had power over your mind will start losing their grip. That voice that controlled you. It will vanish, that fear of displeasing others. It will disappear. And in their place, other people begin to emerge. People you never expected, that you never sought, but that the universe was saving for this exact moment. This door brings unexpected connections, karmic relationships returning, souls you've known in other lives resurfacing from nowhere, and people who simply disappear without explanation. All of this to create space for who truly matters. And at the center of this transformation is the decisive arrival. The arrival of that sign that carries the key to your destiny. It doesn't come like all the others. It comes like a force of nature. The second door is even more intense. It's the door of purpose. This door isn't for everyone. It only opens for those the universe has chosen for a greater mission. In Libra, you were chosen. In 2026, you abandon neutrality. That stance of let it go, of whatever, of I'll avoid conflict. It ends. You begin to feel an internal fire you can't ignore. A desire to act, to take a stand, to speak your mind, to go after what you want. This isn't coincidence. It's the door of purpose opening within you. Your destiny in 2026 demands stronger decisions, demands firm positioning, demands emotional courage you've never had before, demands less doubt and more action. And know who will awaken this in you. The sign that's coming, it's the trigger. It's the spark. It's the force that pushes you out of your comfort zone and throws you straight into your real purpose. Without it, you'd stay the same. With it, you're reborn. Now comes the third door, and this one. This one changes everything. It's the hidden door, the door of the invisible, of the spiritual, of what you feel but can't explain. Libra, in 2026, you'll start receiving signs. Signs that will seem crazy to outsiders, but that will make complete sense to you. Coincidences that repeat impossibly. Symbolic dreams that wake you in the middle of the night. Premonitions so strong you can't ignore them. Numbers appearing from nowhere. Always the same numbers. Always in the same places. Sensations of I've lived this before. Of constant déjà vu. Of living something that was written long ago, and encounters. Encounters that seem scripted by destiny itself. This door announces the approach of that sign. When it opens, you realize nothing in your life is coincidence. Nothing is random. Nothing is simple. Everything has a purpose. Everything has a reason. And everything is leading you to a specific point in time. The point where you finally meet who the universe destined to transform your life. The 3 doors are open now. Libra, the door of relationships, the door of purpose. The hidden door, and they won't close until you cross through all of them. Until you face what you need to face. Until you release what you need to release. Until you accept who you need to accept. Because on the other side of these doors is the sign that will turn your destiny upside down. And it's already waiting for you. Now you need to pay attention, Libra. Because what I'm about to reveal here might be happening to you right now. The sign that will change your destiny doesn't appear out of nowhere. It doesn't knock on your door without warning. It doesn't suddenly show up. Before it physically enters your life, it sends signals, signals that most people ignore. Signals that seem small, but are powerful warnings from the universe. And these signals follow 3 very specific phases. 3 waves of energy that become increasingly intense until you can no longer deny them. Let me show you each one. And pay attention. Because if you're already feeling this, it means it's closer than you think. The first phase begins with something you can't name. It's the restlessness. You wake up in the morning and feel a tightness in your chest. An anxiety that has no logical explanation. You didn't fight with anyone. Nothing went wrong. But something is bothering you. It's a strange mix of fear and expectation, as if something big is about to happen and you know it deep in your soul. But your mind hasn't caught up yet. You start becoming more restless, more agitated, less patient, more sensitive. Small things irritate you. Small situations set you on edge, and you don't understand why. Libra, this isn't emotional. This is spiritual. It's the energy of that sign beginning to touch yours. It's as if their soul is already conversing with your soul, even though you haven't physically met yet. And this restlessness only increases. It doesn't pass. It doesn't get better. It only grows until you enter the second phase. The second phase is the call, suddenly. You start seeing this sign everywhere. And it's not coincidence. People of this sign start appearing in your life, at work, on the street, on social media, in random conversations. You dream about someone of this sign. Sometimes it's someone you know. Sometimes it's a face you've never seen before. But you feel that person is of this sign. You see videos about this sign, read texts about it, hear conversations about it. As if the universe is constantly shouting, pay attention. It's coming. And the strangest part is you begin to feel curious, an inexplicable curiosity, a desire to know more, to understand, to get closer. It's as if something inside you already knows this energy will be important, that it will be necessary, that it will change everything. And then comes the third phase. The third phase is the most intense. It's the interference. In this phase, it's so close that you feel its presence even without it being physically by your side. You start having thoughts about this sign that you don't control. Thoughts that come from nowhere. Intense, deep, magnetic thoughts. You feel a strange attraction. Not necessarily romantic, but energetic. As if you're pulled toward this energy in a way that defies all logic. And when you finally meet someone of this sign, or when this person truly enters your life, you simply know it's not just any person. It's the person, it's the sign. It's destiny knocking on your door. And now, Libra, before I reveal who this sign is, I need you to do something for me. If so far you've felt this video is speaking to you, if you've recognized these signs, if something inside you got chills while I was speaking, leave a like on this video now. Because this like isn't just a gesture. It's you telling the universe, I'm paying attention. I'm ready, and if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, subscribe now. Because tomorrow I'll start talking about another sign, and you'll want to follow every revelation. Also, comment below. I feel the approach. It doesn't matter if you believe it or not. It doesn't matter if you think it's crazy. If something inside you vibrated with these words, comment. Let the universe know you're aware now. Let's get to what matters. You already know about the 3 doors. You already know about the 3 phases of approach. Now it's time to understand the collision that's about to happen. Because when this sign finally enters your life, Libra, it's not smooth, it's not romantic. It's not a fairy tale. It's an emotional earthquake. It's a collision of energies so intense you'll question everything you thought you knew about yourself. And that's exactly why the universe prepared you with these doors and these signs. Because without this preparation, you couldn't handle the impact. But now you're ready. Now you're aware, and now you're going to discover who it is. To understand who the sign is that will change your destiny, you first need to understand something fundamental about yourself. Libra, you are air. You are movement, you are lightness. You seek balance in everything. You want harmony. You avoid conflict, you prefer peace. That's your essence, that's your nature. And there's nothing wrong with that. But here's the problem. You've been stuck in this energy for too long. You're too comfortable in neutrality, too safe in the middle ground, too protected in diplomacy. And 2026 arrives to end that. Because to transform Libra, the universe doesn't choose light energies, doesn't choose similar energies, doesn't choose what's easy. The universe chooses the opposite, chooses what challenges, chooses what breaks patterns, chooses what forces you out of where you're stagnant. And in 2026, 3 specific energetic forces begin to orbit around you. 3 energies that carry exactly what you need, even if you don't want to admit it. The first energy is the one that takes you out of your comfort zone. It's the energy that doesn't accept your excuses, that doesn't tolerate your indecision, that doesn't buy your game of let me think about it a little more. This energy arrives and says, choose now, no stalling. It confronts you, challenges you, provokes you. And you hate it at first because you're not used to being pressured this way. But it's exactly this pressure you need. Because without it, you'd continue eternally weighing pros and cons without ever acting. This energy forces you to take a position, to say yes or no, to stop trying to please everyone and start doing what's best for you. And Libra, you need this in 2026 more than ever. The second energy is even more intense. It's the one that awakens your hidden side. This energy touches emotions you didn't even know you had. It brings to the surface deep feelings you buried years ago. Jealousy you never admitted feeling. Desire you always controlled. Anger you always disguised with a smile. Truths you always avoided facing. This energy doesn't let you pretend. Doesn't let you wear masks. Doesn't let you be superficial. It tears through all the protective layers you built and forces you to look at who you really are beneath all that diplomacy. And yes, it hurts. Because you'll see parts of yourself you preferred to keep hidden. You'll feel things you preferred not to feel. You'll face truths you preferred to ignore. But this is the only way for you to become whole, Libra, to stop living on the surface and start living with real depth. And now comes the third energy, the most powerful of all. It's the energy that connects soul to soul. This isn't a mental energy. It's not physical. It's not emotional. It's completely spiritual. It's the energy of recognition, of reunion, of connection you can't explain with words. When this energy touches you, something inside you awakens, something that was sleeping for a long time, maybe 4 entire lifetimes. You look at someone and feel you already know this person. You don't know the details of their life. You don't know their story, but you know their soul. It's as if you've met before, in another time, in another place, in another existence. And when this happens, Libra, there's no logic that explains it, no reason that justifies it, no control that holds it back. It's simply bigger than you. Now here's what you need to understand. These 3 energies don't come from different signs. They're not scattered around. They concentrate in a single sign. A sign that carries all these forces at once: intensity, depth, magnetism, transformation, truth, power, pure emotion. And that's why when this sign crosses your path, the impact is so devastating. Because it's not just a person entering your life. It's an entire storm of energy colliding with everything you know. But before I reveal who it is, you need to understand an ancient prophecy. A prophecy that speaks directly about Libra. It says, when the scales tip without human touch, a second sign will come to restore or destroy the destiny. Libra, your scales are tipping. And you're not making this happen consciously. It's the universe moving the pieces. It's destiny adjusting the timeline. It's your soul preparing you for what comes next. And that second sign mentioned in the prophecy, it doesn't wait for you to go after it. It comes after you. It appears when you're most vulnerable, or when you're strongest. It doesn't matter. It appears at the exact moment you need it. And when it arrives, it completely interrupts the timeline you thought you were living. That future you had planned, changed those plans you had made, need to be rewritten. That version of you that you thought you'd be doesn't exist anymore. Because this sign doesn't come to fit into your life. It comes to rebuild your entire life. And now, yes, Libra, the time has come. After everything you've heard, after the doors, after the signs, after the energeticos, after this entire journey that brought you here, it's time to reveal. The sign that will change Libra's destiny in 2026. The sign that carries all these forces. The sign that the universe specifically chose to transform you. This sign is Scorpio, the sign that Libra fears, the sign that Libra desires, the sign that Libra avoids, the sign that Libra attracts, the sign that Libra cannot ignore. Scorpio, yes, Libra, it's them. And it's no coincidence. 2026 is the year of the karmic reunion between you two. And when I say karmic, I'm not speaking metaphorically. I'm talking about a soul contract that was signed long before you were born in this life. Libra and Scorpio carry an ancient timeline. So ancient, it doesn't begin here and doesn't end here. Whenever these two souls cross paths, something happens. Contracts are activated. Truths are forcibly extracted. And destiny begins to move inevitably. And 2026 creates a rare astrological configuration. A configuration that favors exactly this encounter. Libra's shadow point aligns with Scorpio's deepest instincts. And this means one very clear thing. Scorpio appears to complete what wasn't concluded. Scorpio doesn't arrive by chance. They arrive because you have something pending. Something that got stuck. Something that needs to be resolved. And they come to ensure you resolve it, whether you want to or not. Now you must be wondering, but why Scorpio? Why precisely the most intense sign of the zodiac? Because Libra governs appearance, harmony, diplomacy, superficial balance. And Scorpio governs exactly the opposite. Scorpio governs hidden truth, real power, extremes, transformation through death and rebirth. When these two energies collide, 3 inevitable things happen. First, Libra loses the fear of confronting. That fear of conflict that always paralyzed you. It disappears. Scorpio teaches you that some battles need to be fought. Second, Scorpio awakens courage in Libra. That courage you always had but never used because you preferred to keep the peace. It awakens. And when it awakens, nothing is the same anymore. Third, both enter a process of metamorphosis. It's not just Libra that changes, Scorpio does too. Because this connection transforms both sides. No one leaves the same. And this doesn't matter if the encounter is romantic, professional, or even an unexpected confrontation. The impact is the same, inevitable, transformative, permanent. Libra, you begin 2026 feeling something different. A sensation that something is about to happen. A discomfort you can't name. An anxiety that insists on not going away. This isn't in your head. It's Scorpio approaching, and the effect is immediate. Even before you meet physically, their energy already starts affecting you. You begin to see people and situations with more clarity. You notice who was deceiving you. You identify toxic relationships you previously tolerated. You start cutting ties that should have been cut long ago. And finally, you leave neutrality behind. That whatever attitude ends, that I'll avoid conflict dies. You begin to take a position. Scorpio doesn't arrive to knock you down, Libra. They arrive to free you from what was keeping your scales stuck in the same place. But the process is intense. Because Scorpio never does anything halfway. When Scorpio enters Libra's life, they function as a shadow mirror. They show what you try to hide from everyone, and especially from yourself. Insecurities you disguise with smiles. Fears you hide behind diplomacy. Emotional dependencies you never admitted having. Doubts you always pretended didn't exist. Scorpio's energy forces you to face what you always avoided. To choose what you were postponing. To speak what you were swallowing. To break old cycles that should have already ended. And this creates the first major impact of the year. Libra is reborn. It's the beginning of reconstruction. And it's painful. But it's necessary. Now comes the part that captivates everyone. The magnetic bond. What attracts Libra and Scorpio is never rational. Never logical. Never explainable. It's energetic. It's spiritual. It's visceral. It's a magnetism that seems inexplicable, almost forbidden, and totally irresistible. You look at Scorpio and feel something you can't name. It's not just physical attraction. It's not just chemistry. It's something much bigger. It's as if your soul recognizes theirs, as if you've met before in another time, in another life, in another dimension. And when this bond emerges in 2026, it comes with a very clear purpose. To change Libra's personality, to cut toxic cycles, to open doors of power, and to adjust Libra's life to a stronger, truer, deeper path. This encounter brings intensity, brings passion, brings depth, brings healing. But it also brings rupture. Because no rebirth is smooth. No transformation is comfortable. No evolution is easy. Libra, 2026 marks the year you enter an invisible portal. A passage to a new life cycle. And Scorpio is the guardian of this portal. They open the door forcefully, but only for those ready to cross. If you stay still, stuck to what you already know you need to release, you suffer. If you cross, you're reborn. This is the big turn of the year. This is the choice the universe puts before you. And here's a revelation few know. Libra and Scorpio have a connection called shadow soulmate. It's not romantic soulmate. It's not that fairy tale love. It's not that smooth and comfortable connection. It's the soul that arrives to stir, to challenge, to poke, to free, to push you toward evolution. This connection is magnetic and intense, but also uncomfortable. It makes you feel simultaneously strong attraction, fear, deep recognition, desire to flee, but total inability to distance yourself. This relationship, even if brief, changes Libra's psyche forever. And in 2026, this shadow soul manifests. It arrives, and it transforms everything. Scorpio takes Libra to a level they never reached alone. And here are the teachings Libra absorbs during this year. Courage. Scorpio forces Libra to face truths, and Libra finally lets go of the fear of displeasing. Intensity. Libra learns to live emotions with real depth. Not just on the surface intuition, Scorpio ignites in Libra a sixth sense that was completely asleep. Boundaries. Libra learns to say no without guilt, without fear, without justification. Rebirth. Libra abandons old versions of themselves and becomes who they always should have been. the scales return to balance, but this time in a more mature way, more powerful, more true. But attention, Libra. And this is crucial you understand. Not every Scorpio stays. Scorpio appears to change you. But this doesn't mean they'll stay forever. In fact, often Scorpio enters your life for a purpose, not for permanence. The purpose is to transform Libra so their destiny can advance, so their life can finally follow the correct course. Sometimes Scorpio stays, sometimes they leave. But always, they leave something transformed. And when Libra crosses through 2026 after this encounter, they're not the same anymore. Life changes in 3 main areas. Relationships. Libra dissolves toxic bonds and creates truer, deeper, more real connections. Purpose. Libra finds a path more aligned with what they really want. Without fear, without excuses. Identity. The way Libra sees themselves changes completely. They become stronger, deeper, more intuitive, more courageous. Scorpio doesn't come to destroy Libra. They come to reveal who Libra always was, but never had the courage to embrace. And now, Libra, we've reached the end of this journey. But this isn't a goodbye. It's a warning. 2026 won't be an easy year, but it will be the most important year of your life. It will be the year you finally become who you should be. If this video touched your soul, if you recognize these signs, if something inside you vibrated with these words, I need you to do something now. Comment below, I accept my destiny. This comment isn't just for me. It's for the universe. It's you saying out loud that you're ready for what's coming. And if you want me to make the video now about which sign will change the destiny of Sagittarius, Capricorn, Gemini, Scorpio, Aries, or any other sign in 2026, comment also which one you want to see. Leave your like on this video, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, because this journey is just beginning. And always remember, Libra, nothing that's destined to touch your soul goes unnoticed. The universe always sends the right sign at the right time. And Scorpio was sent for you.